those blood echoes are definitely lost, because while I was making dinner, I was stupid and left the game running, and I'm not sure if I got invaded or I just got unlucky. Yeah, I'm not sure if I got invaded or I got unlucky or something, but I looked over and I saw a hunter killing me, so I died at some point. I think actually multiple times. Oh, that's interesting. This is just an island down there. Could be a boss arena. Looks like a boss arena. This area is cool and weird, but I think I'm going to come back here later. I did some poking around on the wiki, and there was some stuff I missed back in the Forgotten Woods, so I'm going to go check that place out. Apparently there's a way to get inside of Ios, because Clinic, or however you pronounce it. I wonder if... So if that great old one, or I don't know if it's a great old one, if whatever the eldritch horror beast is teleports you to some nightmare, I wonder if any of the other ones do. I don't know if that actually picks you up. Well, no, there's that one on the bridge. But that one on the bridge got me once before, and it just teleported me back down. But there's one outside of the chapel, I think. Shouldn't need to go to the snake. Okay, so what's down here? Said I could go left, find a cave. No, this is... Maybe I meant left from here. Okay. Yeah, no, I did not go this way. Items. Lovely, lovely items. Oh, it looks like the house down there. Check that too. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure I did that. Oh, I remember seeing this Bonnie and wondering how to get to it. Okay. Ooh. You sound like you're in pain. Anyone to the clinic, but I think something has happened in the clinic since the Bloodborne. When I go knock on the door, she won't come. Ooh. I don't remember if I heard a noise. She definitely wasn't talking to me. What church was it? But yeah, she wouldn't talk to me. So I think maybe something happened. But yeah, I didn't actually end up rescued there. Because it was where I sent the first one, and I didn't know if they would interact or not. I don't think I've seen any interaction between them yet, other than like the guy who just doesn't believe anything you say. Talks about the background of those people. That noise sounded like I actually broke something that wasn't doing so. Beast roar. Interesting. Oh, it's not a weapon? What is it? Oh, it's one of Interesting. Yeah, I may experiment more with arcane. Unfortunately, you don't seem to get into the arcane stuff until you've been playing the game for a while. So it seems like an arcane build would have a lot of trouble in the beginning. Oh, here's where to get to that guy who was throwing potions at me before. Ooh, how much blue elixir? Jeez, that's a lot of blue elixir. Yeah, I bet you there's some interesting things you can do with blue elixirs and sneak attacks. To play around with that. I don't know how good it is at like de-aggro. Like I don't know if you pop it next to someone, if they'll de-aggro immediately or if they'll still know you're there. Apparently moving around can cause you to aggro them. Where am I going? The bridge. I saw you down there. Yeah, you stealing my blood after the last one. Oh, someone's actually watching. Interesting. Sir? Ow! Hey! That's cheating! Oh, I can't hit it. Ow. Ow. Touch. Oh, it's from a dead person. Is this it? Well, the wiki said that there was a way to get to the clinic. Oh. The reflections on the water when you're this high above are interesting. Well, it's not water. It's like a way down. that a guy I just killed? Oh, I think the guy that was hitting me through the roof. No, he's hanging over too quickly. I could drop down there, but... Oh, you know what? The route could actually be down there, and maybe I missed it because of how much I was running through this area before. Just go do a quick scan back over here and make sure I didn't miss anything. There's all these gates. Not very good at gating things when you can just kind of go around them. Is there like a ladder or something? Seems weird how well built this is if it's just one room. There's like a house on top of it. Back this way. Or is this the way I came? No, it is not. Well, am I gonna run into these alien things again? Totally unexplained alien things. Probably just one of the first arcane creatures. Arcane stuff seems pretty intense. Antidote. Antidote. Is that foreshadow anger? Yeah, there's a bunch of snakes up ahead anyway. Is this a hole that I can jump down? Ooh. Does water protect your falls in this game? Is there another one? There is, okay. Don't need to jump to my death. I mean, there's no swimming in this game. Oh, you're a different giant. Oh, nope, one person. I think this was actually poison. If it is actually poison, then yeah. Oh, snakes. Are they gonna give me demonetized? I don't know if they're gonna give me demonetized. Probably not. There's a ladder. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Sorry, one person who's watching. I don't know if you're commenting. I can't see it. The PlayStation 4 streaming system is strangely not great. Apparently, there's a bug where people just can't see comments. That is fairly common, and nobody knows how to fix. I mean, I don't know why I'm rolling at this point. I guess the poison... It's not like the poison goes back up just from standing in them already poison. It's not really making a difference. A bunch of blood stones, though. Now, Oh. Hello. Is there places you can go, or is it just... Yeah, I am real confused. Like, some of the positions you see dead bodies in this game, it's like... I mean, it's also not clear when it's just like a petrified skeleton or if it's a statue. And, like, in either case, it's like, how would anyone ever die there? And if it's a statue, why would anyone ever build a statue there? Is that a place you can go? Let's see how. Okay, where are we? In a pit. No left. I don't know why I have the chat sidebar on, given that chat is broken. Here, I'm going to turn it off. It's just reducing how much I can see, and it does nothing else. There we go. Ah, so much better. Cold Blood Dew. This is the Cold Blood Dew that you see at the very beginning of the game on the other side of this gate. And you never know, well, at least you don't know until now, that it will actually take a very long time before you ever get that. Although it's a Cold Blood Dew 1, so it's kind of trash at this level, but still. There's a gate over here. Where does this go? This feels very familiar, but I don't think I've been here. I'll head that way in a minute. I think this is the back of the clinic. No? Oh, is it the front of the clinic? It is not. Okay. That's the clinic. So the wiki said that there was somewhere, if I went that direction, I would find a cave that would eventually lead me to the clinic. And a friend of mine hinted at me the other day that something happened at... Oh, no. I hate these things. Total waste of Quicksilver, but I have so much Quicksilver. A friend of me hinted the other day by asking if I had sent anyone to the clinic right after I discovered the, Blood Moon stuff, and so pretty sure something's gone wrong here. Especially because she wouldn't talk to me after the Blood Moon. Second worst enemy in the game. The bells are so much worse, but also, I say that, I don't even think I'm halfway done with this game yet, so. Iosefka. Could be anything. Let's put this lamp on. The lantern that basically does nothing. Also, that was the wrong button. This looks like the clinic from the start of the game. There's one of the alien things. Communion. Oh wait, communion was increased blood vials. So is this a better communion? Ooh. Yes it is. +3 though? Is +3 worth it? I don't know. I'll go that way in a minute. Gotta backtrack. Have to check every corner of this game. Because when you don't, you end up having to look things up on the wiki as to figure out what's going on. And then having to backtrack anyway. I get the sense that it's going to lead me to her, so let's continue with the plot first. Or this will? Despicable woman, but you're in the... So let's go back the other way. This is why I don't live stream games, because I play them in the most boring way possible. Are you a bagger? No, you're an alien. Ooh, lore. Handwritten scroll. Seek pale blood to transcend the... Wait a second. Ooh. Oh, wait. Hang on. What? What does larger mean, first of all? Okay. I think that's the start of the game. Yeah. So that's the message from the beginning of the game. Canehurst summons? I've heard Canehurst mentioned before. Was it a key item? Yes. An old blood-stained summons inviting an honored guest to the forsaken Canehurst Castle. Rather bafflingly, it is addressed to me? Hemwick. Hemwick sounds very familiar. I think that's where the witch was. Okay, so I got that backwards, but let's go over here. Oh, I think you asked me earlier how I like the Holy Blade. So the Holy Blade is, I think in transformed mode, it's a little slower than the hammer. So it takes a little bit more stamina, which has taken some adapting to. But I think its single-handed thing is worse. I find whenever I'm using it single-handed, it's just not killing things like the way I would like it to, but the two-handed is much, much better. But I've only been playing with it for a couple hours, and...
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast.
She's going to transform and attack him.
It feels awful.
Isn't she?
But it proves that I'm chosen.
Wait, that uniform. That's the
Can you
white
see
church uniform
how they writhe?
that I just picked up earlier.
Writhe inside my head. It's rather...
They were like medics, right?
rapturous.
Is this Iacetta?
God, I'm nauseous. It's like...
Okay, she only has one line dialogue. I get the feeling that she's gonna transform. What does this message say? No mercy for woman. Yeah. I get the feeling that she's about to become a beast very soon. I don't know. With this game, it may be like I come back later and she's just gone, and there's a beast outside the clinic and I kill it or something. But she's definitely done for. Oh, this is the second one of these I've found. I watched a lore video that indicated these were important. Oh, they don't stack? Oh, they have different text. By lining his brain with eyes. Professor Wilhelm, that's the guy who runs the academy, right? A friend of mine says if you come back later, she's a fight. Something like a hunter. I don't remember which one of these is the new one. I remember the losing its child thing. I also remember saying you can use it to gain insight, and this one doesn't say that. So this is the new one. Professor Wilhelm, I think he's the guy who runs Bergen Reach, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. Cover his brain and eyes. Didn't the creatures there have lots of eyes? Some sort of plant monster that looked like a seed pod from one of those stupid online images where people modify things to have lots of holes. Okay, so I've been summoned to Canehurst, apparently. So that's something to do that isn't a boss fight and isn't a nightmare. And I just, like, I kind of want to do something that doesn't involve Bell Ladies right now because I hate those Bell Ladies. And I just feel like doing something different. So I guess let's see if we can find our way to Canehurst. I think I have enough to level up. Wilhelm is the guy staring at the moon. Yeah. He's the one who ran Bergenreach. I never killed him. I think I looked it up just to make sure killing him didn't block anything off, and I think I can go kill him. I don't remember if he drops anything significant, though. Oh, I think he drops an eye rune, which I don't think I have. Eye. Oh, he wanted to line his brain with eyes, and he drops the eye rune, and the people around him had lots of eyes. Interesting. Okay, man's obsessed with eyes. Is there a bunch of eyes on the umbilical cord? Yeah, looks like it. Okay.
Well, what? Very well. Let me step.
So I'm at the cap for most of these things. I think endurance counts before.
Farewell, good hunter.
And what do you do when you got leftover blood echoes? You buy blood vials, and then you never need to farm blood vials again. Okay. Hemwick Crossing. Hemwick Tropical. Presumably, let's read this again. Don't hesitate. Stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. So look for a stagecoach. There's a lot of stagecoaches in this game, but I assume it will make itself obvious. I came to this area way too late. I say as I get hit for a massive amount of damage. Yeah, the fight with the witch is interesting. I read a thing the other day that said that there's a, or not the other day, last night, that said it's insight based, and so the creatures that she summons deal more or less damage and are stronger or weaker depending on how much insight you have. And if you have 0 insight, she just doesn't summon anything. And so the fight with her is supposed to be insanely easy if you're going with 0 insight, but that doesn't really happen naturally because, of course, once you find her, that gives you 1 insight the very first time. So you would have to die to her or, like, teleport out or something and then go and spend the insight and then come back to have 0 insight. And if you did that, she's really fun. The fight is difficult. It's so far been one of the easier bosses in the game, but still. I have no idea if I'm going the right way. If I remember right, there was like a big open area just before the just before the witches, and I don't remember any area being like open enough other than that one to maybe fit a stagecoach. That area is pretty open. I'm not seeing anything at all. I think it's just over here. And there were like a couple executioners, if I remember right. Yeah, this area. Let's deal with the executioners first. Ow! You didn't do as much damage as you used to. Ow! Stop it. Let me parry. The single-handed version of this thing is not as good as the single-handed version of the hammer. But the two-handed is way better. Okay. Oh. Cutscene? Wait, but this road ends at a bridge that's destroyed. Does the stagecoach just take me over a cliff? Creepy. Camera angle. Yeah, because like just there where we disappear in the fog is just a bridge that was destroyed and leads to a cliff. If I remember right. I could be remembering wrong. Is this like DLC? It's weird how separate from the rest of the game this is. Like all the other areas you transition to naturally by walking through. Well, I suppose the nightmare is separate. Okay. Feels a lot more Dark Souls now. That's a achievement for Canehurst, by the way. They don't render the achievements into the stream because something. The theory that I heard was that they just block all notifications because depending on how you have things set up, the notifications may contain your name or like a message that someone sent you, and so it could be like private information. So for safety, they just block all notifications. Which kind of makes sense, but you think you could whitelist trophies, because trophies are fairly common for a lot of people, and like add to the stream. It's a weird choice. Numbing and oh, what are you? You are ugly. Kind of tough. Not good stuff. Okay. Warm blood. That's a new one, I think. Am I safe here? Sure. Ooh, I didn't realize I picked up a 14 rarity. Physical attack, 18%. Ooh, these kin hunter ones are super rare, but I don't know what a kin is yet, so warm blood gemstone, blood tinge scaling. Seems like a place we could put something. Is that a tree, or is that like tentacles of a monster coming down? Okay, it's just a tree. You never know in these games. Really? You can't roll over this? Oh. Ooh, Frenzied Gold Blood 9. Statues in this game they're like more detailed than the characters. They're very well done. Gonna guess I can't open you. Gonna guess you're not gonna work. Yep. But I see more detailed than the characters. More detailed than the character models. The stories and the characters seem somehow both totally unexplained and detailed at the same time. Perhaps they feel more detailed than they are. I can go down into the pit, which looks like might actually end, but it has not at the end of it. Seems like an ambush. There's a snake. Oh, much tougher snake than I thought it would be. Ooh. Oh man, that flattened so good. Oh man, these things are so on the ground. Smash it wildly. This makes sense, but you would think, like, in the real world, you would know, you would just not swing that way. Jump attack. Flip forward and press attack at the same time. Could it be square and forward? There's three of them. Yeah, see, it's like that's kind of bullshit, because in real life, you would never target the area above a thing sitting on the ground. Like this. This doesn't make sense. I mean, sometimes it works, even though you're hitting. Push thumbstick forward, then a split second later press attack. It does a forward jump attack. Oh. When you mean attack, you mean heavy attack. Okay. Is that its face or its back? That's its back. Can I sneak attack you? You didn't want me to go up these rocks? You are. Can I go through that? Can these things climb those rocks, or is it just It's weird putting such big enemies on terrain like this. Most games would avoid that because the animations necessary that you have to create for the model in order to get its all of its legs to be at the right place on the ground. Normally, most animations like this animation I have here, it's just my feet are both at the same height, and so you get weirdness where, like, if you're standing on a ledge like this, you have to write special code that realizes that your back foot is on a different stair than your front foot. And that gets really complex when you're on a jagged hill. You can't just be like, oh, stairs are special. You have to, write something that understands the physics of the hill. It's not an easy thing to get right. You basically have to create an entirely dynamic animation system, which takes a lot of time for a game that isn't going to do much other than up a hill. Yeah, see, standing on top of me like that, it's really hard to do. Although they're doing a pretty good job here. You gonna move? Who's gonna move first, huh? Are you stuck? Or like that, yeah. His hands and feet are floating in the air because they probably drew over this a much more simplified collision surface that only the creatures use to walk on, so that the physics wouldn't be a lot for the engine and simplify it. They get around it by clipping your camera through the wall so you can't see creature animations. That's true. The camera in this game is good in general, but at times atrocious, where they'll just the camera will end up in a weird spot, or you'll do something like this. You want to walk forward, but it would hit the statue, so it pushes your camera, and you have unexpected things happen in the middle of combat, especially when you're locked onto stuff. And it's not great, but it's I don't know how else you would program it. it like, I can't imagine how you would make the camera work any differently in a game like this. Honestly, it's hard enough to write a camera that just interacts with the physics of the world. Like, doing this, people take this for granted, but the camera getting closer and farther away instead of going through walls is actually really complex logic to implement. I say complex. You need ray tracing, but efficient ray tracing is easy to implement. You just can't. You just don't want to be doing a lot of it, like thousands of it every frame. Seems like a time for stones. Black pebbles. Are you just gonna see me? Oh no, that's Spud. Oh, one of them's... Oh, each of them has a different size abdomen. I wonder if that indicates something. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, cool. We can't have this one. Is that your aggro range? Or are you just clicking? So I suppose Canehurst is not actually part of the city. Did you see me? No. So, if it's not part of the city, is this part of the Beast Plague, or is this actually just something totally unrelated? So I don't think we've seen any enemies that we've seen anywhere else before. I don't think these guys... Oh, Christ. They didn't seem to have done anything. Okay. I don't think you can sneak attack visceral those guys. A couple of the enemies in the game, it seems you can't. I should really have that rune on that heals you from doing sneak attack viscerals. Oh. Hello? Is that advice? No, it's a specter. Who goes in and dies instantly from something. There's also a dead specter. I wonder, like, I've never played one of these games. Well, I played the original Dark Souls, a lot of the original Dark Souls, without internet on. And so it was very different because you didn't have warnings like this of saying, oh yes, people die here. Maybe you should keep that in mind. and it was very different. But as soon as I was on vacation at the time, and as soon as I got back from vacation, I stopped playing it without internet, and I think I like it better. It's a very interesting system, and it's not always advantageous because the messengers like troll you sometimes. I think killing you was the right decision. You look like beastly. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it could be that this place was not affected by the beast plague, but if they like know people in Yarnum, I suppose that they were probably taking whatever sort of weird blood. I mean, I would really think that if the people in Yarnum had weird blood, they could do magical things. I would think that everyone would be taking it. Oh, are you a bell maiden? Bell. Oh. What are these guys? That was a little wonky. I should have. They keep coming. This mist, the way they dissolve into the mist feels very familiar. Different from most enemies. But familiar. These guys keep coming forever. I don't think they're going to keep coming forever. Because the things spawned by the Bell Maiden don't give you blood echoes after you kill them once. And I think the game is going to avoid spawning easy enemies forever, because you could just use them to farm echoes forever. Staff. Covenant. Okay, I keep crying. I think that's this round food. What's in the box? Wait. Is there normally cloth sticking out of that? The lighting on it's weird too. Nope. Rider polish? Is it a weapon? Ooh. C skill scaling. With no arcane requirements? Not good for my build, but seems, at least stat-wise, interesting for a skill build. Oh, the arcane requirement's only 10. That's like base. Oh, I see. Oh, I see the... I guess maybe they were there. Yeah, this game gets an interesting balance in combat that most other games don't get, because there's actually a difference between an enemy that has high DPS and an enemy that deals high damage. Because if you have an enemy that just wails away on you, the more they hit you, the less blood you can get back. Whereas in most games, it doesn't really matter. If you're getting dealt, 10 damage every second. View item description skipping. Oh, okay. I'll read the item description. Oh, Knights of Kingdoms. Oh, it's a gun sword. I have the rifle spear. The rifle spear doesn't seem good, but it's fun. The old nobles, long time in vibers and blood. Okay, so presumably they were also having the blood here, so this is still the same piece. Let's go this way. Look very carefully for ghosts. Oh, hello. Hello. Hello, ladies. I'm sorry. Probably something here that psychologists should be concerned about. You know, just like impaling ladies with a very large sword. But they don't see a psychologist, so they can't worry about it. Noble dress. Is it just a dress, not a set? Finely tailored Bordeaux dress worn by the nobles of old bloodline that traced back to Forsaken Castle Keepers. Probably go well with the doll clothes. There's really no advantage in this game compared to the Dark Souls games of like wearing more or less armor, but also armor is a lot more like they all have approximately the same total stats, just more so divided amongst the different stats. Armor's a lot more strategic in this game. But in a game like Dark Souls, you'd have people being like, "Oh, it's funny because I can just, you know, wear the doll's clothing and be dressed up as something that you would perceive to be weak and actually still be good because of poise." Oh no! Oh, this is bad. Yeah, no, this is not good. Yeah, I'm not... 57. Oh. Are these things actually gonna fly at me? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, that seems like the way forward. So, time to backtrack. Oh, this was just a different way to get to the same place. That's unusual for this game. Man. The amount of time they spend on statues. Although they do seem to be reusing a lot here, but still. And I think some of the statues are actually like not just a 3D model. I think some of them have been rigged and made posable because, like whatever the like Eldritch Nightmare statues are in, I think some of them have slightly different poses. And if you were going to do that, it would be easier to just make it posable than it would be to make a bunch of different models. Is down there someplace I've been? That's the... okay. I get the sense... ooh. That's a lot of dead people. Am I about to get, like... drop off on me? Yep. Yeah, I get the sense that the other way to go may have been something more to the side. So I'm gonna head back that way. Freudian. There are a lot of women in this game. I mean, a lot of the house characters are. But you hardly see any, like, women beasts. She did. She didn't have a lot of health left. I wonder if they're just, like, not hurt by gravity. Ooh, bloodstone drop. Yeah, this is what I mean by, like, a side way. Like, once you go a direction and you feel like you're progressing back, if there was a branch you didn't take, I tend to backtrack and pick up the stuff. So that way, if I want to clear the area and get everything of any advantage, I don't have to play through the area more than once, unless I wanted to. Yeah, I didn't realize there were gargoyles. That makes sense. Of course, they would put the gargoyle creatures in an area that seems to specialize in having statues. Okay, so this thing looks like it might be on a path, like a patrol path, which means it might turn around at the end of this hallway, so I may need to sneak attack it at just the right time. Are you too far? Not. Supposedly Rom, the vacuous spider, is female. I don't think I've seen a lot of item descriptions that have mentioned Rom. So, yeah. I mean, I guess the best way to know that would be through pronouns. I don't think I've seen much talking about him or her. To go. This feels like a side. This feels like an ambush from gargoyles. Yeah, and there's a dead. Player. There you go. You put all these statues around and you don't even blend the gargoyles in with statues. Come on. Damage that deals. There's only a handful of types of damage in the game, and it shouldn't be physical. There's no, like, force or sound damage. Could be, arcane. Oh, the band of executioners commanded by Martyr Ligarius. That sounds familiar. Later became the basis of church attire. With heavy dripping of holy swamp. Do they have different descriptions? Oh, they do. Not most of the stuff don't have different descriptions. No, they're not significantly different. Oh, were they standing there the whole time? I thought they flew up over the ledge. Yeah, I didn't even see the gargoyles at all. Ooh. This is big. This is Dark Souls big. This is good. I missed that. One of the Dark Souls games always did really well. Of rooms that were so huge that, like, just even the rafters of them were basically their own levels. I haven't seen anything like that. This didn't seem quite to that scale, but Vile Blood Register? I remember reading something about the Vile Bloods. They're one of the, like, things. One of the covenants you can join. Online use only. Oh, is this just like... Yeah, okay. It's just like the one for the... Wow. Dang. Dregs offered? Yeah, so if I remember right, they're the PvP company. You can join them, and you can do the other thing, and they drop a thing, and then you turn it in, presumably somewhere. My guess is somewhere around here. We're back to the game, yeah. To get stuff. And I was never big into PvP in the Dark Souls games, but I'm going to give it a shot here. The combat in Bloodborne, I think, is a lot more interesting, and seeing how that works with PvP would be pretty interesting. Wasn't there a ghost over here? There she is. Oh, interesting. You can't lock on that. What was that? Why am I... What's this thing on my nose? What is that? They went invisible again. Moving faster? Or am I just misremembering? What is that? Why am I getting hurt randomly? Anything to do with that guy up there? Okay, no, he's throwing darts. Okay. I don't know what this thing on my head is. Special about that guy. I think this room is clean. Or this floor, anyway. Is there anything? The stairs go anywhere? No. I need nooks and crannies to explore. Okay. This game does this somewhere. Something that Dark Souls, at least from what I've seen, didn't do a lot. Where it would be like, here's a thing where we would logically place an item, or an enemy, or something, and then there's just nothing. I love the messenger. Someone tends to leave a message that's like, nothing but inquisitiveness here. Or like, oh, poor inquisitiveness. What is that? One of the floor cleaners. Ooh, the lighting. It's a little too shiny. Everything's just a little too shiny. Okay, so I'm throwing darts at me. Up there. You're also gonna put that weird thing on my neck. Why are you cleaning the floor with a rapier? Don't get me wrong, rapiers could be effective weapons. Effective cleaning. You don't see Mr. Clean walking around with a sword, although that would be... Although, Mr. Clean seems more like a hammer. Kind of muscular, I guess. It doesn't feel like an area I passed through, but it probably is. This doesn't look like an easy drop. Oops. Quicksilver bullets, really? I hear the crying. Oh, come on! Is this gonna kill me? Oh, it's gonna be close. That's what I haven't done on this before. It made the you can visceral sound, but didn't visceral. Oh. Apparently, if you get hit by those screens, that happens. The sound design in this game is great too, especially with enemies like this, where it's like the sound is major. It's a component to the fight, not just like an add-on. Like playing this without audio would be a pretty severe difficulty. Let me move. I wonder if like arcane resistance or something makes that shorter. Oh. think that's good. I'll check something real quick. The symbol that was on the back of my neck, is it the symbol that's on this book? No. Executioner's gloves? Yeah. I think I get now why one of the runes gives you extra bullets, and it was like way more extra bullets than blood vials. Like all the magic stuff seems like it would just burn through blood vials, or burn through quicksilver bullets. I'd like to play around with it someday, but this build is just way too far away from that. How do I get out of here? Knight's Guard. Do you have good armor? Because I've had the same armor since the very beginning of the game. I don't think I've seen anything over 110. No. Is there like a ladder or something over here? Maybe not. The numbers don't matter much. They call it fashion porn for a reason. Yes, but there are at least there are a couple examples of cases where some armor is objectively better than others. So like they matter in a sense, just not most of the time. Yeah, I imagine you switch your armor up based off of what you think you're going to be fighting most of the time. So we know you go back through. Yeah. Is down there death? It looks low poly enough that it's probably death. Because it looks like super low poly with a lot of bump mapping versus actually being... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's death. I can go back into this window, but I can also go over here. Yeah. Ooh. Oh! I want to roll away, but if I roll the wrong direction... Okay. Come here. This is the stuff from Dark Souls that I loved. It was just being like, yeah, I've climbed the top of a huge frickin' castle. What of it? I'm glad they managed to get some of that feeling into this game. That's cool. Is this the room I cleared out earlier? Yes. Cool. That's not really a shortcut. That's just like a side road. Okay. Yeah, this is up where I was earlier, and I think I cleared out this little section. I did not. I'm at 70,000. And I haven't... I mean, I've gotten one shortcut. Has that ladder been there this whole time? We'll go over there before we leave this room. I have opened up one shortcut, but I think it was actually at the bottom of this room. I could go back. But let's go the shortcut thing will also mean that it shouldn't be too hard to get here. Especially, I should be able to run past all the ghosts without it being too hard. Provided I don't get hit by their screams. And go over here. None of these stairs actually go up. Although surely they're going to do that somewhere. Sure, they're going to take one of the mobile stairs, and that's going to lead to some sort of secret. And it's a thing that like most people would never check because they start assuming that the stairs don't lead anywhere. Bloodstone chunk. So I am here at the right time. It's not like I came here super late. Because I suppose you could have done this even before killing Rom, right? There was nothing that, no. Rom opened IS, Rom is what caused something bad to happen at the clinic. At least. I kind of wish I had gone to the clinic before, killing Rom. I'd like to know what was there. There's a chest here that I don't see how to get to. Oh, of course. Literally the whole, like, concept that I just described. Of the stairs leading to a secret. You go to the clinic as soon as you got out of the forest. Yeah, I wish I had. Ooh, I've been using the same gun since the start of the game. Oh, it's not a gun. Oh wait, no, it is. Special pistols used by Canehurst Knights. The Evelyn uses Quicksilver bullets just as many workshop firearms, but Canehurst variant relies more on blood tinge. Evelyn named after Evelyn Grace with the intricate design. Okay, so what does that mean? Is it just scale better? Yeah, it is better blood tinge scaling. Mine's upgraded a little bit, but so I can't see if the damage is better or not. Definitely needs a higher blood tinge requirement, but if it's faster, that would be nice, because I don't really use guns for damage, I use them for parrying. I wish it showed a speed stat, because some of them definitely are slower. I don't think I've been in this little section. No, I have. I just totally missed that chest because it was marked. Okay. So I want to go up this ladder, because it seems to be the actually only way forward. Oh, I see the ladder. The ladder was unveiled by opening that. So if that was the only way forward, then that wasn't actually a side path. That was the way I was supposed to go. And it's a shortcut. Oh, that's good. Level design. Chest seems suspiciously out in the open, but I don't see any ghosts. My breath leaves a little puff. I don't think it always did that. It is snowing here. And it's a castle, so it's not like it's warm. Although there's a lot of lit candles. Warm blood gemstone, we saw that earlier what that did. Anything along these walls? No. Ooh, give me your chunks. I want your chunks. Give me your chunks. 2 chunks. Was that it? It was just 2 chunks. It feels like we're progressing. This seems like it could be the top of the castle. It's interesting that this is a Castle Canehurst, or Canehurst Castle, whichever, but it's mostly library. Like, there was a nice entrance hall, don't get me wrong, but the entrance hall didn't even have any, like, tables and stuff in it. There was one dining room, but the rest of it is mostly library. Like, more books even than the actual university in this game has, by several orders of magnitude. Okay, we're coming to the top here. This smells like a boss arena, but I haven't seen, like, a thing to summon help. We are not too far from a shortcut. Oh, no, there's still... Ooh, you got red eyes. Pretty sure you didn't all have red eyes? I don't know why I'm here. The summons was addressed to me, but no one's talked to me. Presumably whoever summoned me didn't think that they were going to die before I arrived. So I'd be very surprised though if there was actually nothing here. Although I suppose in most situations, whenever you request, you know, someone to come visit, you don't really assume that you'll be dead before they get there. It would be a weird thing to assume. Alfred is the one who told you about the Vile Bloods, by the way. Who is Alfred? Did I make a wrong turn somewhere? First of all, what was that? Looked like a hat. Knight's wig. Now you've seen a couple times, most lately by the password door. Password door? The one to get to Bergenworth? I don't remember seeing anyone by the door. I may have taken off the time. So if that's not the way forward, it really feels like the way forward. It was just up the stairs. Yeah, I could have missed him. This whole time we've been climbing. Is there? Can I go out this window? That really feels like the way forward. There's no other exits anywhere. And this whole time I've been climbing. By the password door, I mean you talk to him. Oh, once I like, that guy was dead as soon as the door opened. Walked up and pressed X, and literally said he's already dead. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Also, I love how, since you're probably not also writing all the things you're saying to me in the chat, anyone who actually would watch this back would be very confused, because they'd be like, who is he talking to? That's not the... Okay. No, I am going in the right direction. I thought this was the place I came before, but it's not. Because it didn't have side rails. I'm getting worried about rolling the wrong direction. feels like too much of a drop. But I assume it can't be, right? Yeah, that seems like it would normally deal more damage. I bet you they reduce the damage and drops. Just because, like, if I had never leveled up my health at all, it would be really bad. Ooh, King Cold Blood 10. That feels like a boss arena. Could be wrong. Ooh, bold hunter's marks. Giving me bold hunter's marks in this spot. That seems like a boss arena. I don't see a summon assistance thing though. Strangely low res texture there. I don't see a lot of messengers by the door, and I don't see a thing to summon health. There is a specter though. That was not informative. Your death was not useful to me. Yeah, I don't think this is a boss. There should be messages. And I'm wrong. Of course I am. I'm gonna lose all of these blood echoes. Why were there no messengers? Why was there no thing to summon a dude? Martyr Lebo. Haha. Okay. Dream. Okay, so he looked kind of beastly, but he also looked kind of undead. He certainly wasn't just a monster, so I think undead is probably weak to arcane and beast is weak to fire. In either case, he doesn't seem like something that would take less damage from fire.
Welcome. What is?
So I think I'm gonna pick up some fire.
Very well. Let me.
That's a lot of blood. It is pretty concerning though that there were no messengers there. Ooh, that's new. Alright, paper. Yeah, sure. Insight only makes things harder. I picked a bunch of blood cups. Can I make this sword any better? Next holy blade. I need more echoes. Ugh, if I had done things in a different order, it would have been good. but I have an insane amount of bullets, and there's not usually that many dead players here. I don't know how you die here. I mean, I think the ending of the game takes place here, and I imagine the game ends at the boss fight, because it's a From Software game. But, this would be a horrible place to have a boss fight. It would be a stupid place to have a boss fight. And I heard something that said you could get invaded here if things were set up very particularly. Maybe it's just invasions? Sell all the bullets. Oh, and that's exactly what I need. I need one blood rock to level 10. Who knows when that's gonna happen? Probably not for a while. And then I want to pick up bullets. I don't know if I need to do that. It may just give me some. Oh, here's an interesting question. If they're not part of the Unseen City, and they're not part of a nightmare, and they're not part of the Frontier, and they're not part of the city, which one are they at? Frontier, probably? No? Why is it Unseen City? Either they didn't have a good place for it, or I will learn eventually. Or I won't, because the game doesn't explain a whole lot. Okay. Time for a bunch of running past enemies. Did I pick up fire paper? I did, okay. To set up for a boss. Couldn't hurt. Numbing mist is always good to have. We don't want that because we don't need to run. We do. Oh, I forgot I had all that. We'll use that after the boss fight. Fire paper, antidotes, good. Probably not going to need it. I think that should be good. Will this tell me? No. I believe, and I could easily be mistaken, but I believe if you do a stream longer than 10 hours, YouTube won't actually keep the video for it. What is that? They have a limit of 10 hours on a video. So because of that, they just can't save it if it's gone on longer than that. But I don't think I'm anywhere near 10 hours. Definitely not with this stream. I don't think I actually have a weapon right now that deals arcane damage that I can wield. I have, like, the arcane stuff, like the bone and stuff, but I don't have the arcane to use it. It is very weird how there's no messengers here. I'm gonna write a message. I don't know what I'm gonna write because I don't know anything about the boss, but it's weird that there's just no message. Man beast. Better than no message. Oh, good lord. Okay, that was unexpected. Yeah, that was bad. Back him into a corner. So if you back him into a corner, you can't dodge around the stuff he's spawning at you. So I know that, like, if you do certain things, that unlocks, like, people who can help you fight bosses. There's definitely a couple of cases where, like after you kill Gaston, for example, you can spawn him to fight something else. So I wonder if there is actually supposed to be a thing that I can spawn someone to help fight for me, but I just don't have it unlocked. I'm gonna not use the fire paper until I learn more about how to dodge his stuff, because I don't want to burn through it, and I don't know that 10 is going to be enough. Yeah, burn through it. Totally intentional fun there. I guess this whole Canehurst thing is probably just like a totally optional area. Oh, now there's some messengers. Local hunter. Okay, those things explode eventually. Never hidden path, it's all thanks to it. It's all thanks to special item. Special item that unlocks a hidden path in a boss fight? It's doable. For this fight. Pretty sure his stuff is probably doing arcane damage. Let's see if I can. What do we have that's good arcane? Is there a sort? I don't think there is. Let's just go through and max out arcane. Okay. 60 seems to be the best for the hat. I'd be willing to bet his stuff is pure arcane damage, but that scythe probably does some. Wait, scythe probably does some physical damage too. Let's go with Black Church. 110. No, there's 140. Oh, the student uniform. Oh, that's interesting. What's the difference between these two? Beasthood and thrust defense and stuff. Let's go with this one. What we got here? 60? Graveyard machetes. No, wait. No, charred hunter gloves. No, I'm looking at the wrong stat. 60 for graveyard and executioner gauntlets. 40, 60, 60, 40, 40, 50. Yeah, like this. Oh, it's electric damage versus thrust. Yeah, executioner gauntlets. Boots. 70 and 70. Student trousers versus white church. 50, 40, 50, 80, 70. His stuff looks like if it does anything other than arcane, it's blood, so let's go with the one with higher blood. Boy, do I look weird. Ascend, ascend! This is interesting. This is a huge area with a lot of stuff in it. One lamp. Reminds me of the opening of the game. definitely. Wow. I got caught. Oh, didn't even get hit. Several times. Whoa! What? Why did I fall? Oh, I see. That whatever that attack was draining my stamina? I guess maybe I lost all my stamina and fell. That's not great. Now there is that, though. But as much as I do like this game, I find myself very often missing the Estus Flask system. I don't like having to go and farm blood vials. It is nice to see deaths have a consequence, but it seems like the only consequence is ignorance when you have to farm blood vials. Apparently that was one of the big complaints about Dark Souls 2 as well, was its healing items were single use and resulted in a very similar thing. Although, if I remember right, they were a lot less common. Full stamina this time. I think I started climbing it like right after a wall last time, until I ran out. I wonder if this Solgarius guy could be parried. That might be this easier. does that, when he summons it inside of you, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, he's holding a sword now. Can you hear me? Oh, so you can hear me, it's just the game is much, much louder? Ah, okay. Yeah, so it looks like just before half health, or maybe it's at a quarter health and I was just dealing damage too quickly, when he starts doing the, like, storm of blades, it's not just like a new magic attack that he casts every now and then. He pulls out a sword, and his combat starts becoming a lot more physical. I need to move a lot more after that phase. I think the spawn skull inside of you is a combo breaker type thing. It could be. Like I'm overextending, and so he does that to stop me. Okay, I'm gonna back up. Okay, go. I still don't know what that is. This is seemingly a lot easier though with the single-handed version of the weapon. I'm just a lot more agile. Moves fast. Ooh, almost died there. Actually, if I still had my hammer leveled up, I would probably use that, because I think the single-handed hammer is better. I think that mark heats the lady up, talks to her psychologist about it. Yeah. I've been using a ton of health in these fights. It mostly seems to be a, I get caught and then die situation rather than a slow losing all movement. That means I'm getting used to the pattern. It's not getting used to the pattern. Because I super overextended there and he still didn't. not sure what. Yeah, it is actually a different. It's not just the same code inside. Detonate that one. So, I used to farm blood vials here a long time ago, and then found out that the chapel in the Unseen Village was better. It had 2 kids. That's always like keep resetting there and stuff. Even then, you would also get Echoes faster, which is cheaper, just a million mistakes to go away and turn into those skull monsters. So, I guess I come back here now. I suppose it would still probably be better to go to a later game area and just farm echoes. What I want to do, I guess, is just get up just a ton of echoes and buy like 100 vials. It should go for a while. It's always good to go back and check these guys. They almost always drop a blood vial or two. This is really good for early game blood vial farming. But yeah, I think it'd be better off here just buying blood vials and farming echoes. We need 72,000. That's quite a bit. That's right in front of me. Guess getting first. Seems like those weird stomach beasts were pretty good for... Oh, hello. Where did he come from? 17. Maybe 2,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. yeah, it's way faster to kill these guys than 5 bloodlines. If I die to these guys, it's not such a big deal, provided that I can get far enough away before I die. I'm gonna go ahead and sneak attack. Because if I can get like over here, then dying doesn't mean much because I can just return easily. If you get stuck on a statue, you get stuck on a statue. Or is he just gonna go back? Can I sneak attack all of them this way? No, that's his face. Blood that even using vials while fighting in this line. Snakes down there are probably not worth it, but look at this guy. Ooh, it's almost 9:30 here. Yeah, I'll get my blood echoes back, go back and buy some blood, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night. Oh, it has my echoes. That's fine. Just trying to level up. Maybe worth it just to farm until get levels up. 21. Yeah, killing all of them may give me the ability, but it's probably like 25. Yeah, see, that little amount of time, way faster than farming normally. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. If anyone is actually watching this other than the one friend who requested it, I'd be surprised.